by Tarasi Makakar. A month after Emerson Mnangagwa assumed Zimbabwe's presidency, trivial arrests that characterized former President Robert Mugabe's era continue. Dr. Ignatius Chombo, a Messrs. Kudzai Chipanga, Innocent Hamandish, and an unidentified man whose pictures wearing ZANU-PF regalia with initials of President Emerson Mnangagwa went viral on social media. Charges that range from criminal nuisance and undermining the authority of the president, which were pressed against people after saying or doing anything that offended Mugabe, ZANU-PF, or his family, are still in force. Recently, ex-cabinet minister Ignatius Chombo, former party youth leaders Kudzai Chipanga and Munyaradzi Hamandish were arrested and charged with criminal nuisance after wearing ZANU-PF regalia. According to the state outline, the trio, who were members of the ZANU-PF Generation 40 faction, which rivaled the Lacoste one that was booted out of the ruling party during the military takeover which led to Mugabe's resignation, had connived to commit the offense. They had no right to act in the manner they did, read the outline, referring to wearing regalia that was inscribed Ed and Kutenga Kwaro. The offense they were charged with has a provision for a fine that can be paid at the police station, but the state's resources had to be used to achieve political goals. Analysts have slammed such arrests, which weigh on the country's resources and infringe on individual rights. Legal expert and opposition People's Democratic Party spokesperson Jacob Mafum said this resembled that Zimbabwe is still run under the same old Mugabe system. It is such little actions that show that Mugabeism was a state of mind, and it has remained in the minds of the police and the prosecutors. Mafum said, if they chased corruption and stealing with the same zeal, we would be somewhere. Wearing caps can't be surely the biggest threat that this country is facing. It is theft, corruption, and rising prices. This is a joke of monumental proportions. Another typical case was of activist Gustave Katavu, who was charged with undermining the authority of the president, or alternatively disorderly conduct, after he held a placard inscribed that Mnangagwa was a murderer at the ZANU-PF Congress. Although Mnangagwa has sworn to uphold the Constitution and rule of law, charges like Section 33 of the Criminal Law Codification and Reform Act still remains in force, even when the state has never scored a success in handling such cases. Another lawyer and former legislator, Job Sikala, said, it is clear that concentration on trivialities has become the preoccupation of the new dispensation. Arrests of Chombo and others are now seen as vindictiveness, as other well-known criminals have been rewarded with retention in the government. It is becoming apparent that these prosecutions are used as persecution against the vanquished. The spoils of the defective victory are exposed for what they are: vindictiveness against the defeated in a factional fight, Sikala said. Spokesperson of the Morgan Tsvangirai-led MDC Obit Gutu said arrests must be impartial and not selective. We call for a system that will arrest all criminals regardless of their political aim or factional affiliation. We know that they are very big criminals, both sides of the ZANU-PF factional divide. These criminals must be promptly apprehended without fear or favor, he said. In fact, if there are criminals in the opposition political party's ranks, they should also be arrested. The law must take its course against all those persons who breach it. That is the only way in which the scourge of corruption can be effectively thwarted. Daily News.